What's up, peoples? Welcome back to Legendary Interviews, where I will discuss interviews that has impacted society in this country and worldwide. Today, I will discuss the First Take interview with Charlamagne Tha that took place in 2017. Topic number one is about Charlamagne's book, and it was asked of him what was the inspiration behind the book.
I simply think it's a privilege to be black. And you know, when you're talking about black privilege, you're talking about something spiritual. When you're talking about white privilege, you're talking about something systemic. And I feel like we have access to a divine system that helps us to prosper in this country in spite of all the obstacles that we faced. And plus, I grew up in an era where they was always constantly telling me black power and black pride and black excellence and the black man is God, black men are kings, black women are queens. And I'm just trying to restore that feeling.
What made you decide to write it at this particular juncture? The timing of this is what resonates with me as well.
I mean, it's something that I've been working on for like the past couple of years. I've been doing radio for 19 years, and you know, historically, when I look at all the great radio personalities, whether it was Big Boy or Angie Martinez or Wendy Williams or Howard Stern, like they always had books that documented, you know, their lives, and those books inspired me. So I just felt like with the experience I've gained with my 19 years in radio and just my experience in life, now was the perfect time just to put it in a book.
And in my opinion, that is a great reason, because within the African American community, from our schools to our job, one way or another, we've been taught the wrong history about ourselves. Not enough history and not enough positive history about ourselves, which influences us to think that we are less than and are not enough. Topic number two relates to Charlamagne discussing why he gave Stephen A. Smith the Donkey of the Day. So in the interview, what starts this discussion is Molly pointing out what was on Charlamagne's shirt. And Charlamagne confirmed that it was Colin Kaepernick on his shirt. And then that's when the elephant in the room was addressed for why Stephen A. Smith was given Donkey of the Day.
This is why I gave Stephen A. Smith Donkey of the Day. I didn't like his views on Colin Kaepernick.
Tell us about the shirt and your take on Colin.
I mean, this is just a shirt representing Colin Kaepernick. I feel like, you know, Colin Kaepernick should not be getting punished for doing the right thing. I mean, Colin Kaepernick decided to take a stand by not standing, and he took a stand against people that are being marginalized and oppressed in this country. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think he should be saluted and commended for that, actually.
Well, I'm supported that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because when you talk about Donkey of the Day and you said that's one of the times you gave it to me, that's fair. Mm-hmm. But I don't hear you saying a single word just now that I disagreed with. Okay. So what's the problem? Well, I mean, where did the problem lie in terms of what I had to say about Colin Kaepernick?
I think you said, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said that his words didn't mean anything because he said he didn't vote.
What I was saying, yeah, that's to paraphrase, not exactly, but that's close enough.
And topic number three relates to a debate that Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne had on the main way to make change in this country. Now, Stephen A. Smith said one of the main ways to make change in this country is through voting, and Charlamagne gives a different perspective on it, but this clip can tell you better than I can tell you.
My position is clear, and I know that you have an idea about history. You know a little something about history, if not more than me, more than a lot of people. All I was trying to say is that the number one instrument, the number one tool that we have in our nation today to provoke change is the power to vote. You talk to a lot of black folks, old school, you know, people like Joe Madison and others, people that marched, people that bled and risked their lives for us to have the right to vote. For him to come out publicly, and I should not have said it was that he voted or not voted. My real issue with him is that he publicized the fact that he didn't vote as if to encourage others not to do so as well. And I thought that was counterproductive and counter to everything that he said he was trying to accomplish. To that you say what?
You know, there's other ways to make change. And
I agree with that.
You know, Malcolm X, who's one of our greatest civil rights leaders ever. I don't know if you ever heard the Ballad of the Bullet.
Yes.
He said to sit on your vote too, if what you want is not actually on that ballot. So I mean,
times were different then too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't discredit Malcolm X as a leader. So I'm not going to discredit Colin Kaepernick just because he decided to not vote.
Colin Kaepernick kneeled to bring attention to the police brutality that is happening against blacks and brown people in this country. He did it in a peaceful manner. He did not want to pledge allegiance to what the flag represents if this country does not truly represent the flag. Charlamagne wanted it to be known not to discredit the good work that Colin Kaepernick has done and what he was fighting for. And although I do agree that you should use your right to vote, I also agree that there are more than one way to make change as well. And we are learning this now with number 45 in office. Alrighty guys, thank you guys for sticking around to the very end. And here are the top messages that I received from this interview. Number 1, it is important to know your heritage so you can be empowered for success in the future. Number 2, there is more than one way to create change. And number 3, Colin Kaepernick represents justice for the oppressed, and what he stands for should not be discredited. Again, if you guys like this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.